sang professionally. I still sing professionally. I do lots of gigs around Bangalore, Goa, some in Thailand and stuff. And I kind of wanted to see how I could marry my flair and interest for performance into my business life as well. So it's like interesting. What if I build this brand in public and kind of show people along the way how I'm doing it? Because now I'm kind of confident that I know what I'm doing after having built two brands. So I won't be as anxious about it. And even if it doesn't work, so what? That'll also be a cool story to tell, and people can see it unfold as it goes. So let's take a crack at it. And the second thing was I kind of saw the trend of how great brands were being built the world over. Like if you look at any of these unicorns or soonicorns, they're all sort of person-led. Like look at the story of Gymshark, right? He's a YouTuber. He put himself out there. And he was actually the brand. Gymshark was only became Gymshark because of the way he did it and he built in public. Take more drastic examples, what Kylie Jenner has done with Kylie Cosmetics, or what Kanye has done, Yeezys, and Dwayne Johnson's done with Terramana, Conor McGregor's done with Proper 12. People these days, because of social media and the way the world's going, are associating to the human element of brands. They don't want to see just a logo and fancy graphics. They want to see who's behind this. What do we know about them? And then they kind of start building this bond with them even before the brand is launched. So now today, having done all of this, I know that the day we open Smash Guys, there's going to be a line. There's going to be a waiting for at least 30-40 minutes. I'm sure of it. I could never say this before for any of my previous brands, because the day we open, we'll be like, shit, now we need to tell people that we're open. Like, where are they going to come from otherwise? But now it's like, all I need to do is put up one story. It can only be text. It doesn't even have to be my face saying, we are now open in Ranagar 12 main, opposite Araku, and there'll be a line outside.
You're your biggest brand ambassador.
Basically, and this negates the need to spend on traditional PR, get expensive magazine, newspaper, paper articles done. I don't know if you even know if we'll do that. Maybe we won't. But right now we know that we'll have the demand to fulfill our expenses for the first 6 months at least. After that, the product will have to speak for itself, because you can't just do marketing and have no substance.
So I mean, at Popo Ventures, you have like a really good team. You have your brother, you have Nicholas. I think is he part of Popo Ventures too?
Yeah, he's a part of Popo Ventures. His primary focus is on Iris Panini, but he also helps with overall marketing and stuff.
So again, all of you, I mean, to build anything great, you need like an absolutely great team. What skills do you bring to Popo Ventures?
Absolutely, I think this is something that's worth touching upon, because any new entrepreneur probably wants to feel like I can do it all on my own kind of thing. And I'm sure you could, but you don't need to. Hire people with complementary strengths. Or better still, in the early days, if you don't have a co-founder, find a co-founder with a complementary skill set. So my skill is in creativity, marketing, productizing, trying to figure out what people will like, the customer experience, outlet operations, the subtle things, the more artistic sort of things. Obviously, 80% of my time goes in non-sexy things like mundane day-to-day operations, looking at sales reports and overseeing a bunch of checklists that the guys have done for whether it's hygiene or quality control or tasting or food costing, etc. All that 80% will be common. There will 20% that makes me unique as a founder is that creative angle that I bring. Nikhil, on the other hand, is extremely process oriented, highly detailed oriented, maniacal level of detail, which is extremely important when it's such a complex back end. The central kitchen that we have, sprawling across 20,000 plus square feet in Domlur, could not have happened without Nikhil's constant and incessant focus. Like, he was just on it. He was in that central kitchen for about 2 years after COVID, just building it, figuring out every machine, every cold room, every fridge, every process that needs to happen. Obviously, our roles overlap, and a lot of us do the same things at different times. Primarily, his focus is on processes, back end, dealing with aggregators and finance stuff like that. And my focus is on marketing, outlet operations, customer experience, quality control, product testing, things like that.
So his is more of the internal, and yours is more catering towards the external.
Exactly. But 80% of our time we'll be doing the same stuff. 20% is what we're talking about. Yeah.
So how do you find balance then? Again, because you started this with your brother. When you find a co-founder, as you mentioned, if it's more of a business kind of relationship, there is again very less wishful thinking, and you have a very clear at the end of the day what that person can do and what that person can't do. But when there's relation involved, how are you able to manage? Because I'm sure there would have been a lot of conflicts there. There would have been a lot of drama, struggles, all of that. How have you managed to do this with your brother, like till this day?
Yeah. See, the thing is, obviously, family ties bring in their own complications, and but the thing is, it's so much better than the complications you could potentially have otherwise.